Alright, Flight Boss. This is the mind of an Aries moon, and I'm finna talk about planetary alignment within yourself. Acting in your nature. Now, I was just talking about how Jay-Z sun sign is he's in the eye of Draco. So he's the seer. So once he starts talking about situations, like if Jay-Z was to come out and start to open his mouth, which a lot of people want him to do, if he was to come out and start to open his mouth about Ferguson and all this shit like that, his business will fall down short. Now he might feel good. It might feel good to a few people who wanted him to do that, but it's not his nature. So his business and his life and the way things he got structured will be on the downfall. But since he's the seer and not the speaker of it, he's playing his role. He's playing his position. See, I'm in the gut of Draco, so I'm in the stomach of Draco. You know what I'm saying? And okay, back to okay, look, Draco runs this solar system. Draco is part of the creation of this solar system. The head is at one end of the 360 sphere of reality, and the tail is at the other end. You know what I'm saying? So you have the foreseer and you have the back end. I'm in the stomach. So I'm the gut of it. So I'm going to give you the gut nature of Draco. I'm going to give you the animalistic nature of it. I'm going to come out here and show my ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to war. What's in the gut? What's in your stomach? Acid, flame, shit to break down the foods. So the shit that Jay-Z see and when he rap about, I take that shit and this solar system eats that shit. So when it eats it, I gets it and I have to sit here and flame it. I have to digest it. I have to show y'all of what's going on. I have to flame it. I have to show y'all what's going on of it. See, I'm the flame. I'm an Aries. I'm a Draco Aries, which is 17 through maybe 21 or 22 degrees of Aries. So the exaltation of the sun for this solar system was and then the representation on Earth, the exaltation of the sun is 19 degrees Aries. And since Draco, that's the Draco part of Aries. That's where Draco at for the Aries, because Draco travels through this whole solar system. The Draco transverse is part creation of this solar system. And the four fixed stars, which creates the cross, which is Aldebaran, Antares, Gabriel, not Gabriel, but Regulus and Fomalhaut. So that's Aldebaran, Antares, Raphael, Raphael, which is Regulus, Fomalhaut. And that creates the cross. So those stars, those fixed stars, was created. The Draco was the first star system, which made the sphere 360. The head is at one end, then it wraps around. You know the little twirl Draco, the snake in the sky. It wraps around in a circle, then the tail ends. And within that wrap around, in the middle is the sphere of reality. And the sphere of reality is the 360 of this solar system. And this solar system is within this Milky Way. So, see, once you start kicking real shit, you're gonna get interrupted. Hands down. Powers disappear. Alright, boom. Now that we know that, the sun was bring spring on Earth is the sun in exaltation in Aries. The highest exaltation of it is 19 degrees Aries. You could only be 17 through 21 degrees Aries to be a Draco Aries. You're not in that constellation. I mean, you're not in that star system if you any other degree in Aries. You might be from Cetus. You might be from Andromeda. You might be from any one of these star systems. But you're not from Draco unless you're 17 through 21 degrees Aries. This is where the sun is the highest exalted. It's the highest exalted from an earth perspective. So this lets you know from an earth perspective, earth is near the stomach of the Draco star system, which is the Draco transverse through the throughout this whole solar system, the 360 sphere of reality. Now, the first half of Draco, of the Draco star system, is 180 degrees. Then the second half is the other 180 degrees, which causes a yin and yang in it. You know what I'm saying? So you have the yin, which is the tail end, and the yang, which is the head end. Okay, now I'm the fiery. Now I'm gonna notice too. Now, all right, I'm gonna let you know. All right, my planetary alignments, right, for the Archangel Uriel to actually be here, right? You need a certain amount of fire and earth. You know what I'm saying? Not air and water. You need a certain amount of fire and earth. Now, my sun, my moon, my Mercury is in fire. My sun is the highest exaltation of the sun. So it's 17, it's 2 degrees back, but it's carrying influence of the highest exaltation. I'm 17 degrees Aries, which lands in the Draco star system. So I'm a Draco star system. I'm in the gut. The gut, which is in your stomach, acid, fire, burn down. It burns everything up that you intake. So it's like no choice but for the gut of Aries, 17 degrees through 21 degrees, to be in the gut. It has no choice but to be in Aries, the Aries star system. So you can know where the planets and stars is at without having to look up or without needing a telescope. This is why I can go outside and just do a 360 and know where all the planets is at today. I don't have to go on the internet and look at the planetary transits today. I can go outside and be right, and even more better on a degree than what they do with their telescopes and shit. This is why, because I'm coming from the true nature of it. You know what I'm saying? This is why. I was born in 17 degrees Aries. I have no choice but to be in the gut of Draco. I'm late 17 degrees too. So I had no choice but to be in the gut of Draco. And Draco had no choice but to be the gut, because that's where the fire and everything at. Jay-Z, sun sign, is in the eye. He's the eye, so he's the foreseer. So he shouldn't speak on these things. He should just see. Me, I have to act. I have to burn down. I have to burn down other civilizations. And I have to tear down other shit in order to build up this shit. What do the stomach do? It burns down the food and shit like that. So what Jay-Z put out from what he see in his music and stuff he don't speak on, like Ferguson and shit like that, but just the knowledge that he see, he puts in his music, which allows him to be at the status he at. I have to intake that. Now, he have to take that and just show people he see it. So that's why his CDs might be called Magna Carta. He see it, but when you listen to it, he's not actually speaking on it. You know what I'm saying? So he's showing you he see it, but he's not speaking on it. So people might look at Jay-Z like, oh, he should speak on this and that. But really he shouldn't, because he won't be in the position he in. He's acting in his nature. He know about this shit, and this is why he allowed to be in the position he in. Now, the seer is looking, and what you see, you really can't see, but you know it's there, which is air. Which is why Jay-Z had no choice but to be a Libra. It's like, whatever you are on earth, you have no choice but to be that, and it's the way it is. And if you really know that nature, that's the way it is in the sky. As above, so below. As below, so above. As without, so within. As within, so without. It's the same thing. It don't matter if you know yourself or not. You're gonna be that, and that position is gonna be in the sky. You know what I'm saying? It just don't matter. It don't matter. I'm an Aries, a Draco Aries. So I'm doing this Draco transverse type of shit in a very fiery way. But then I had no choice anyway, whether I knew I was from Draco or not. Whether I knew I was an Aries or not. Aries is fire. I'm a fire Draco. To be a fire Draco, you're in the gut. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a notice 1 Draco, and it's in the gut. And the reason why it's in the gut is placed in fire. Again, it's in Sagittarius. If you are what degree Sagittarius is that? If you are some certain degree Sagittarius, you're a Draco. You are notice 1 Draco. No, you're just from Draco. A notice 1 Draco is the 1st degree of Libra. And the reason why it's in the gut is not necessarily dealing with the gut of the fire that's burning and breaking down shit. It's dealing with the like Taurus. Taurus rules the throat, so it's more in the neck area. The notice 1 is more in the neck area, so it's like it need ground basis. So it's just coming off of Virgo, which is in the triangular of the Earths, and is leading into air, which it travels through the throat. So like from Taurus to Gemini, Taurus is the throat. Gemini is you're able to speak, which is the lungs, the areas that go through it. The air goes through the throat. So it's the same representation from the Draco, but but Draco is not on Earth. So from Draco is from Virgo to Libra, instead of Taurus from Gemini to us from an Earth perspective. If you was living on Draco looking down, it'd be from Virgo to Libra. So Virgo would be the throat part. So coming out of the stomach, going through the throat into Libra, which is the 1st degree of Libra, you'll be a notice 1 Draco, which is the air. Libra's air is coming through it. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is just it's like should be common knowledge. I know everything about Draco before they thought it was called Draco. Before they even thought it was called Draco. I was born here from there. I'm not even from here. I chose to be here, and I'm aware of that. But because my moon sign, which is the most important, is bigger than the sun. The actual astronomy of it, the sign itself. And Aries, the planets, the fixed star itself is bigger than the actual sun. So when it gets filtered through the sun, it shows that it wants to show that the place you live in is bigger than your actual actions. You know what I'm saying? I said that, I talked about that in the last video, you know what I'm saying? But I want to talk about even Exilia Banks. Exilia Banks, her sun sign, the way she act is opposite to the world I live in. She's a 9 degrees Gemini. She is Aldebaran physically on Earth. So everything is filtered through actions that Aldebaran would take here. So people is looking at her. To her, she have a lot of integrity, But the way people will perceive it is she's too much, or what is she doing? She's too out there. She's why is she talking to this? Like she's gonna get crucified. She like the way she might die might be harsh because she's living in the illusion. Like, okay, the illusion itself, everything is filtered to the sun. Say there's no humans on Earth. The shit that's gonna be on Earth is filtered through the sun from all the planets. So when the moon, wherever the moon, from the moon life itself, wherever the moon feel like it lives in, it gets filtered through the sun. Now, the world the moon live in this solar system is a Draco transverse. So it's almost like when it gets filtered through the sun and play out as what we see in land, what we see as in land and the air and all that shit, as what it is what it is. when it got filtered for we could see it through the sun, if we wasn't here, the sun means, all right, so it is what it is. They got filtered and manifested here for what it is, what it is. The earth is what it is from the sun, or from being on earth, or the energy of anger, it is what it is. From Mars being reciprocated through the sun. So it's almost like the sun is what it is here. But when it manifested ain't the world it live in. The world that this world is being illusion is the moon. So it's like the sun is the shit, it is what it is. You see it as a tree. You see it as the street. But that's just what you see. But what it really is from where the moon filtered it. So what it really is, like the world it's in, is the moon. So thousands of years from now, the tree might not be called a tree. It might be called something else. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it's called is the true nature and the energy of it. But what it appeared to be is just what the sun manifested from what the moon was, from what it naturally was, and what it just manifested from what it is, what it is. I really hope y'all, I ain't eating none today, I really hope y'all get what I'm trying to say. I think you do. But for an example, how I get played out through people, right? Your sun sign now. This is how I get played out through when humans get manifested. Azealia Banks is a sun sign, Aldebaran. So her sun was in a fixed star that's a lot bigger than the sun. So her the actions she take, the actions she think, the actions she take, she's gonna look at it like that it's a lot bigger than what it really is. Like the action, like when she speak out on people, she's looking at it like it's bigger than what it really is. So then when people receive her information and look at her like, what the fuck you doing? And it's not receptive, and they're not fucking with her like that, and they're thinking there's a few people gonna fuck with her, but people who ain't fucking with her, she's gonna look at it like, why people ain't fucking with me? Why people ain't fucking with me? She needs to learn her chart. Now, it was going to be natural that I know her and know of her, so it's going to be natural that she's going to know about me. Azealia Banks is going to know about me, whether she likes it or not, because the world I live in and my moon sign is Aries, which is her polar opposite. So, she's going to know about me. She's going to know about Dolo the Polymath. She's going to know about flight bars. This is as much as I know about her. And when the way she going to learn about me is not going to be in a music way. She's going to learn about me in a way for her to up higher her knowledge, and I had to know about her in a way for me to up higher my knowledge. It was going to be natural. That's natural. But her sun sign, the way she act, is opposite to the world I live in. If her moon sign was Aldebaran, she'll be able to. She might not be as famous yet. She have no choice but to be in a certain light right now because of who she is. But her moon sign, if it was her moon sign, she might not be famous, or she might be, but she would have the knowledge to be able to know what's going on, because it'd be the world she live in. It'd be who she is emotionally. Now, her moon sign, I don't know. I don't know her moon sign, so I don't know what world she live in. So if she don't have like a reliable star that could be compatible with the hugeness of her sun sign, which her sun sign is in a fixed star that's very huge. If she don't have a moon sign to kind of complete that, to kind of help her understand what's going on with her actions and her vitality, then she's going to be off balanced. And she's going to be taking on roles and actions on this earth dealing with her sun sign a lot bigger than she can deal with. She might put herself in a lot of situations that she might not be able to deal with emotionally inside, or might not be able to deal with in her life. You know what I'm saying? People who have huge sun sign fixed star, people who has huge fixed stars as sun signs, these people kill themselves or something like that, because they don't have the world that they live in. Their emotional state, their feelings is not is not compatible enough to balance out the extreme energy and the extreme information that they're receiving from the cosmos within their fixed stars. Being a fixed stars is a gift. Being a fixed star is a gift and a curse. If you got too many fixed stars in your chart, it could throw you off. If you have a certain amount of fixed stars that don't have a lot of lesser stars or obsessor stars to balance it out, it could fuck you up. It could really fuck you up. I was blessed to have exaltations. My sun sign is the highest exaltation of the sun. My Mars sign is the highest exaltation of Mars. So, and then I'm all cardinal. Listen, I don't like to tell people my shit, but listen. My sun sign is 17 degrees Aries. My moon sign is 8 degrees Sagittarius. My Mercury is placed in 2 degrees Aries. Now, I'm fire. Sun, moon, Mercury placed in fire. So I had to be that in order to have manifestation of the Archangel Uriel. The world I lived in had to be Antares, without a doubt. That is the world. Me emotionally, physically, I had to be Antares. I mean, not physically, but emotionally, the way I feel, the world I live in, who I am as a person, had to fall in Antares, no matter what. My moon sign had to fall in Antares. I chose to be here anyway. My moon sign had to be in the Pacific degree Antares. No matter what. Antares had to be placed in fire, which is Sagittarius, in order to be in this. So I govern itself. My moon sign is the representation of air, water, and fire. But outwardly, it has to be expressed through fire. But my moon sign is the representation of Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius, because I govern the West, so I govern the fall, and I govern the whole fall energies. And the recipe to my fall energy was air, water, and fire. And then the way I manifested it and put it together was fire, which controls and makes things solid, which is earth. Which why I only have fire and earth in my chart. The earth is balancing out my creativity. So it's like okay, once I figured out that I'm Archangel Uriel, right. Now air, water, fire, right. The qualities of it is Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, right. Okay, to be able to articulate that, I have to be in some sort of debilitation with my articulate. Because if my Mercury was in an exaltation, then I will be leffing the fuck out of my right. I will be trying to articulate the fuck out of what I feel, and you can't do that if you're going to be the Archangel Uriel. You have to have a certain amount of the other spectrum. So being early degrees Mercury is actually a debilitation. Mercury is actually debilitated in Pisces.